My name is Jacinta Wanjiku. I work as a program assistant for African Angel Academy, and I am AAA because I love the brand of African Angel Academy. Ideally, just training and having angels impact the ecosystem is what makes me happy, and also just the fact that at the end of the trainings, they're able to invest and make a milestone in the investment as well. That is why I am AAA. At AAA, what we do is to train angels. Currently in the ecosystem, we have always had investment in different avenues. That is, you can do stocks, you can do land, you can do real estate, but we have another avenue that is angel investing. And angel investing is about investing in startups, and these startups can be early stage, they can be post revenue, but as an angel, who we are training is for them to understand the concept of this market and know, if I am getting to invest in a startup, what ideally should I be looking at and what kind of return should I be expecting. So our goal is to impact angels such that they are able to invest and make deals and grow the economy as well. On a day-to-day basis, how it looks like in African Angel Academy, in my role as a program assistant, ideally we do have programs that are currently ongoing or they are going to start. So there's the aspect of recruitment, there's the aspect of I'll give an instance where we currently have a cohort that is currently ongoing. So what that looks like for me, it would be reaching out to guest speakers, because our program involves inviting guests to give their perspective in terms of what is currently happening in the market. And this guest would come in on board in form of a webinar, whereby we'll have our students or our cohort members engaging with them and asking questions. So planning such meetings, ensuring that the students as well as the cohort members, they get to attend the webinars. The other aspect that you'll find is every week we do have a stakeholders meeting just to update them on where the cohort is currently at. So it's more of communication, it's more of scheduling, it's more of sending invites, it's more of following up and creating a rapport in terms of relationship with the guest as well. So how do you get on board African Angel Academy? Ideally, we do call for applications, and this will normally post it on LinkedIn, we post it on our website, and the time frame that we take is 2 months. So this gives everyone, in just any person, to go through our recruitment criteria. And what we look for generally is we try to look at someone who has work experience, because when you've interacted in a, say, even if you are a founder or you've worked, ideally if you have 5 years experience, you have a feel of what the market is all about. So our criteria comes in at the point that we want people who worked, who have been in the market or in the ecosystem for the last 5 to 10 years. And the key other aspect is if you can be recommended by an angel network, that would be very good, because that means you've already seen you have an idea of what angel investing is all about. The other aspect is we look at, are you someone who is willing to share your knowledge? Because as you mentioned, angel investing is not only about money. Are you able to advise? So if that is something that you're keen on and you like to impact as well, you can fall within our criteria. But all in all, after the call for application, and we take the 2 months for just welcoming people to apply, we do go through a vetting process, and this vetting is done by our stakeholders. That is the three founders for African Angel Academy. They go through all the applications and they sift through to identify who will come in on board the cohort program. Ideally, we have not limited ourselves to just within Africa. We also look worldwide. So this program is for everyone. It's for the whole world. And what is key is that given that our co-founders, the three co-founders, they have experience and they are based in different countries, they I can say they have a feel of what happens in those countries per se. So that is how we go about recruiting. After that recruitment, after you have been selected, we'll send out communication and let you know that you have been selected. But before you get onboarded, you have to, of course, our course is it's a very good course, and given that the kind of caliber of guests that we have and the material that we share with you, we do have a payment plan that we advocate. So our courses are not free, and you have to make payment before you start the course or before we do a welcome session, which normally happens on a Wednesday or on a Thursday. And the courses normally take 12 to 14 weeks. So key thing we always insist is that you have to be committed. Imagine 12 weeks, that's like 3 months. So even in your mindset, when you're coming on board for our courses, you have to have seen where is your schedule. Because our courses are always done in the evening. That is from 6 o'clock. Once a week, we have a live session. 6 o'clock, that is Kenyan time. 1 hour, you have to allocate that. So if you look at your time schedule, we always recommend that please make sure that when you're coming on board, you have scheduled that in your program. And also the fact that it's a self-paced program and you have to learn online, we always recommend that within the week, please allocate 2 to 3 hours. Ideally, if you're someone who's so busy, I know people are busy, but if you have within the weekend, you allocate 2 to 3 hours, you'll be able to do this course. And just once in a week, you allocate yourself 1 hour, you'll be able to do this course. So the other key thing is that we like to have the cohort members engage with each other, because that's how you get to know who you're learning with. And after all, you are not only tied to where you are. You might go to another country and you remember, by the way, I had a cohort person who was with me and they live in this country. So can you create friendship? Can you create an environment whereby they can reach out to you? You become friends. You're not just learning, but you're also creating an environment where you can interact and you can create friendship and you can create syndicates together. So that is why we curate breakout rooms where people get to discuss or to just engage and to know each other. I mentioned that for every cohort, we do have live sessions, which are normally done on a Thursday or on a Wednesday, and it normally takes 1 hour. So how do we look for these speakers? Ideally, our co-founders have had various interactions in the marketplace with different people. And I believe when they are recommending speakers that we should engage or I should engage with, they have seen that person has experience in the modules that we are covering. I will talk about like some of the modules, like deal sourcing, like valuation, like angel group management. These are topics which are geared to what exactly is happening in the ecosystem. So in terms of deal sourcing, how do you look for a speaker? This has to be someone who does that on a daily basis, and they have done that either on their own or in the company that they are working with. So they stand at the forefront in the aspect of deal sourcing, deal structuring. That is how we look for our speakers. And something else, if this person can be also an alumni and they've been working in that avenue as well, we always welcome, because as an alumni, you already understand what angel investing is all about, and just you going through the program, you have already seen how do we match up. So our guest speakers are well curated in the market. They understand the process. They are always out there. So they come in to give more information and also just to answer questions in regards to something that the cohort members have not understood, and also just to give them a direction. Ideally, we always say you cannot have one person knowing everything, but just having them on board, it gives the angels a wider perspective apart from what they are learning online. Every cohort that you run is always different, because each cohort calls in for different individuals, either from different countries, different temperaments, different way of thinking. And quite often, or what I've quite realized, and I like saying this, is that I notice that we have people from Nigeria. They ask a lot of questions, and they're not afraid to ask questions. So that in itself, I like them because they are engaging. It doesn't mean that the rest are not engaging. It's just that sometimes you note things. But ideally, even when you have a cohort where there are those who are engaging and there are those who are quiet, so how do you make everyone feel they are comfortable? Ideally, one thing that I've come to embrace is when we are having a live session, it's important just to call out on people, just to have them saying hello and how their day was, so that everyone else can learn, or they can hear who else is in the cohort, and they can feel even them, they are embraced in this cohort. Sometimes through the cohort, you'll find that people have stopped engaging with the online content, and you have to find out what is causing this. One of the key things that I always do, I do make calls on WhatsApp, or I can even just send messages on WhatsApp. And for the people who are very open, making a call goes a long way, because there is a point of connection. When someone tells you something that maybe I was not able to do this because of this, and you ask them, so how is it going so far? Are you able to solve that problem? I believe someone feels that you're not just concerned about them, but you want the best for them, and you're cheering them on to finish the program. I'll give an example where we had one person who was very busy, and every week I'll just text him and say, so how is it going? I can see you're still behind. And every day they would be like, I know what you want me to do. I'm going to do that. And just that, they used to see my message and they would be like, Jess, I am going to do it. Don't worry. So that in itself, you feel the relationship has moved from just responding, but you feel there is a warmth, and there's a type of interaction that you're going ahead of, and just creating a relationship. That is how we run the cohort. How is angel investing done, and what are the returns in angel investing? Well, I hate to break someone's expectation here, but angel investing is a slow process. Ideally, any angel investor who puts in money should be looking at a time frame of 5 to 6 years to recoup his investment. And this recouping can be in various forms. We talk about exiting a startup, but ideally, this is not tied to, it's more tied to the investment that you'll do or the deal that you come across. We've run 2 programs whereby we've done syndication, and the good thing is that in that one particular syndicate, the type of deal that they made with the startup, they did a revenue-based financing. And what this means is that for them, how they structured their deal is they gave their money, but they are recouping their investment in a time frame of 3 months to 3 months in quarterly. So that one is it's quite different from what I've said, the 5 to 6 years. But ideally, we always say there are those which are one-off. But if you are looking at a unicorn, you should be looking at 5 to 6 years before you exit any investment. We do have another program again where we are running a syndicate. And when you look at deals, we talk of non-tech and tech deals. I believe I've seen non-tech deals, they fall more on this aspect of revenue financing and debts. But non-tech deals, tech deals, those ones will take longer. So what we always advocate is when you do angel investing, please be patient, watch your investment grow, and ideally any startup, we say for a company to succeed, the first 3 years normally trial. So the other years is when they start getting traction. So before you invest, always do your due diligence so that you know which business you're investing and why you're investing. Are you investing for return? Are you investing for impact? Are you investing for mentorship? Do your due diligence. Why are you investing? It is a syndication. And why would you do syndication versus investing on your own? We've gone through our cohort, and I have mentioned that we've formed some syndicate. When you invest as an angel investor, I find that it takes a bit of time because you will finish your training, and maybe if you're not so much in that field, it might take you 2 to 3 years before you do your first investment. How a syndicate works is that because we are 6 of us or 5 of us, we pull there's more energy in the aspect that when you form a syndicate, you're more likely to invest. A syndicate is more likely to invest faster than an angel. And that's why even after going through our program, we always encourage people to join angel groups, because you'll find deals which are there. You'll find other people who you can invest with. And ideally, in any syndicate, you find that you have different, let me use the word people in this aspect you'll find that you have different people who have different understanding compared to you in terms of maybe it's financials, maybe it's human resource, maybe it's mentorship. So when the 4 or 5 of you gel, you're able to give more input to a startup in terms of mentorship, in terms of even understanding what the startup is going through, the business that they present to you, the deal that they present to you. All of you are able to chip in and say, I am good in this, I am good in this. So you will do this, and you will do this. You're able to break and based on your strong points, help the startup. And this is so good because everyone feels they are addressed. Everyone feels they are part of the startup. They are part of that investment. And that is so key for you to run through the startup engagement or your deal that you have formed. Let me use the word deal. The deal that you have formed, you follow it through as a syndicate when you're as a syndicate much better. We have a syndicate called Moneva Syndicate, which invested in wellness business. The business is called Afterlife. And one key thing is that based on every strong point of the members, we had someone who is very good in finance, and we have someone who's good in digital marketing. And they were able to identify, we want to invest in this business because just leaving the aspect of money, we can help this business put a foot forward in the digital area. So there's one person who's very good in that, and they're helping the business in that angle. And then you have someone who's good in finance. So they are able to advise even the business in terms of how to make sure their records are kept straight and what any business should be doing to have the right financial guidance or the right finances in terms of even KRA or taxes, what you need to do and how you need to do that. So that is why we always say you don't just look at the money aspect, you look at what else can I give. It is not just money, it is what else can you give. Because if you looked at money, then you can just say I will invest in stock and leave it at that, and my money will grow. So as an angel investor, please just have a wider angle. You're not just going to be putting your money and leave it at that point. You have to follow through. You have to be part of that business. And we always say, if you invest in a business, if it's a product business, make sure you're consuming that product. You're the first person who's pitching for that business because it's your business as well. It's your business which is standing out there and you're able to pitch for it.